Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you a startup and you don't have the best credit, you have bad credit, and you're trying to get business funding, business credit cards, I'm gonna show you where to start. However, I do want to point out, don't start here. Okay, don't get in this here trap. This is actually can be a trap. All right, and I'll explain to you why. So, like with Seedon, you have Granger, and you have Uline. All right. Now, let me explain. With these type of companies, they're great for supplies. If you're doing like janitorial, you have a restaurant or something like that. However, if you're needing money for other things or whatever, getting these type of trade lines are not going to be beneficial because they are not directly related to helping you get business funding, business capital. Okay, a lot of companies they don't look at these type of trade lines to show and prove you have business capital. This is mainly for equipment or putting you in a position if you want to get a car loan. Okay, so you don't want to get into this trap. I'm going to show you the cards that you want to start out with. Okay, so you have the Bank of America secured card, and here's the thing about it. With the Bank of America secured card, yes, the minimum deposit is $1,000. However, I'm gonna show you where to get that $1,000, and which it actually won't even show up on your personal credit. Okay, but the purpose of this here is because it's going to report. It's going to report to Small Business Financial Exchange. It's going to report to Equifax. Okay, and those are the financial trade lines you want to start out with. If you don't have the best credit, this is what you want to start out with. All right. Now, also what it's doing is putting you in Bank of America's system so that way as your credit gets stronger, you'll be able to apply for business credit cards with them as well. All right. Now, here's where you get that $1,000 from. This is Heart Payday Loans, and I have a link on my website. So you can click the link and schedule a one-on-one consultation, or click the link in the description and go over to the website and check it out. But this is Heart Payday Loans, okay? It's an aggregated system that help people get loans up to $5,000. All right. So right here it says that you can possibly get up to $50,000, but I would tell you the most I've ever seen people get is about $5,000. Now the best part about this, again, they do not report on your personal credit. Okay, so you won't see that hard pull. They're going to use the third party credit bureaus to actually verify your information. But let's just say they give me $5,000. You put put $1,000 or $2,500 on this here security card. Okay, now you have a $2,500 trade line reporting as a financial trade line. Okay, that's the reason why. Now, here's another one. Getting this here card here. This is the classic, the Capital One Spark Classic card. All you need is a 5A. That's the minimum. And the best part about this here card that I continue to tell, even if you had a past relationship with Capital One that went south, you would still be able to qualify. You possibly, let me clarify that, you possibly would still be able to get this here card. Now, the only down thing about this here card is yes, it does report both on the business side as well as the personal side. However, again, it's a financial trade line. This is what I continue to tell people. If you're getting any benefit out of it, please subscribe to the channel. I have plenty of videos that I actually go more in detail about this stuff. But this is why a lot of people, they like, well, I got bad credit and I can't get no funding. It's because you're approaching it the wrong way. And so that's the reason why I'm here to help you. Now, there's another card. All right. So this here is with FairFigure. All right. Now, with FairFigure, you have to have a registered business. This is what I continue to tell people. You have bad credit, okay, and you needing funding, and you don't have a registered business, you're leaving money on the table. Okay. And so with FairFigure, with them, they report to the business credit bureaus as well. As you can see here, Equifax Commercial, Credit Safe, Small Business Financial Exchange. Now, I already told you all, this is one of the most important financial institutions it is, credit bureaus it is. The reason is because this is the back door to help you get an SBA loan. Okay, so that's the reason why you want this. Now, here's the thing about it with FairFigure. They give you two trade lines. Okay, so they give you one trade line that would help you, like, if you're trying to do this, if you're trying to get a higher limit with this, they have a trade line for their credit reporting and stuff. So it's a trade line. And then they have that financial trade line. So with that financial trade line, that's the one you want to be able to show up with the financial bureaus, with the banks and stuff like that. And again, a lot of people call themselves building business credit and stuff, especially when you have bad credit and you're expecting, well, I'm gonna get an EI, just get a loan on an EIN. When you have bad credit, they're going to run your credit. So the only backdoor way to do that is get financial trade accounts that are actually reported. Now, I'm not saying that all net 30s are bad, because on my website I have a list of the best net 30s to have. Also, one of the things that impact people the most is because they have a high risk NAICS code. Okay, and that can slow you down as well from getting funding. So we help you get all of that in position, help you properly register your company, help you find the right NAICS code as well. Okay, so with FairFigure, they're going to give you two trade lines. Then you have Nav. Okay, you have the Nav Prime card. All right, and so they report to Dun and Bradstreet, they report to Experian, they report to Equifax. So they'll give you two trade lines as well. One for their membership for the credit reporting, and then they do this here card. Okay, it's a card they give you, but here's the mistake that a lot of newbies make, and I don't want you to make the same mistake. They may tell you, okay, we're only going to start you out with $500. Most people like, well, I don't need $500, not enough. You're missing the whole point. The purpose of that card is so it can report as a financial trade account on your business credit file to position you to get more money just under your EIN. So that $500, what you should be doing, use it, pay gas, pay lights, or whatever, and pay it off every month. Okay, and the more you use it, they'll give you increments of increases and stuff. But again, when you just starting out with your LLC, you don't have no business credit, and chasing these here net 30s here and stuff like that, just constantly piling these on, you're putting the wrong net 30s on your credit file. Okay, like I said, if you a food truck, restaurant, janitorial, or something like that. However, if you're doing other things, that you're trying to raise capital for other things, for other investments and stuff, these are not the best trade lines to get. You need to actually focus on these here financial trade lines. Okay, and again, a lot of people miss this because they're so used to hearing getting their 30s, and people never really explain them to you, the difference between them. Okay, those type of net 30s, like having this built up, and you have to have at least 6 months, 6 months to 2 years, and showing documentation if you're trying to get like a vehicle for your business under your EIN. Okay. However, when it's just come to like funding and stuff like that, you need to make sure you have the right type of trade lines, financial trade lines that's reporting. All right. So if you guys have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.